Hi, today I'm going to show you the basics of setting up a new document in Adobe InDesign. From our desktop, we're going to go to the InDesign icon, and mine brings up the start page with my recent documents, and you can click on New to begin a new document here. You can also go to File, New Document to get to the new document page. So this area over here is the important part. So right here at the top, we have our page width and height, and mine defaults to inches. You can do it in other measurements if you want, but I'll leave it in inches for now. This is a regular letter size piece of paper. Orientation is set to portrait. You could change it to landscape if you wanted to, and it automatically swaps your measurements. For right now, we'll leave it in portrait. So let's start with just a basic one-page document. We're going to turn off facing pages for now. Facing pages is used when you set up a booklet, and I'll show you how to do that in just a couple of minutes. I'm not going to start with a primary text frame. I like to add that on later, so we'll leave that blank. We're going to just have one column in our document. If you did have multiple columns, you would set the gutter, that's the space between the columns on your page. The margins is the area inside the page where you want to keep your text. If the chain link is clicked, if you should change one of these, let's say to 3/4 of an inch, and click Tab, it will automatically adjust the margins all the way around the page. Now, if you need your margins to be different in one area or a couple of them, you can uncheck the chain, and let's change, say, our left and right margin to 1/2 inch. And I'm just typing this in 1/2 inch. So see, now we've got our top and bottom at a 3/4 inch, left and right at 1/2 inch. The bleed is the area outside of the page where if you want a photo to extend all the way to the edge, you would actually take it to the edge and a little bit past it. That way when the printer cuts the page, they actually shave off a little bit of your photo and you have a nice clean photo edge rather than a little bit of white showing there. Our printer likes an 1/8 inch bleed on their pages, so 0.125 is an 1/8 inch. It's set here. The slug is an additional area outside of the bleed for printer information and any instructions you might have. We don't really need this, so I just leave that at 0. So now we'll click Create, and here is our page. And you can see we have our 3/4 inch top and bottom margin, 1/2 inch left and right. The black line is the edge of your page once it's trimmed and finished. The red line is your bleed. So if you were to insert, let's say, a background to fill this entire page, you would stretch it all the way to the red line. And whenever the printer prints and then cuts it, they'll cut it to the black line, and there's no weird white edge along there. So here's a basic page. Let's go back, and I want to show you how to set up a booklet page. So we'll do File, New Document. We'll leave it at regular letter size, but let's say that it's going to be 8 pages. Now, booklets are always going to be in multiples of 4 pages, so 4, 8, 12, 16. So whenever you add a page, it folds in half and creates 4. This is where we're going to click Facing Pages, and you'll see why in just a minute. You'll see how it sets it up for that. I actually want 2 columns on each of these pages so that I can have 2 rows of text, and I want my gutter to be a 1/2 inch in between the columns. I'm going to set all of my margins, top and bottom, to 1/2 inch. I'm going to push Tab on the keyboard to update all those. I'm going to leave my bleed at 1/8 inch and click Create. So here on this page, you can see that I've got my 1/2 inch margins all the way around. I've got my 2 columns, and I've got the 1/2 inch gutter in between. Now I can, place an image across the whole thing if I want to, and then I can place text just inside each of these columns. Now I'm going to zoom out to show you what this whole document looks like. I'm going to push If you're on a Mac, Command minus. If you're on a PC, it'll be Control minus on your keyboard. And that zooms out. So here we can see all of our 8 pages. You see how it gave us a cover, and then pages 2 and 3 together, 4 and 5, 6 and 7, and then page 8, the back cover on its own also. So you can see exactly what your page spreads are going to look at if you were to open this booklet up and see it. And to zoom back in, you can do Command or Control plus sign, and that takes you right back in to your page. So this is basically how to set up pages. I'm going to show you one more thing. If there is a document that you are going to be used quite often, let's say a postcard. Let's say that you make 4 by 6 inch postcards a lot. They are 6 inches wide, and let's say that they are 4 inches tall. And you make this postcard all the time. You need it to be 2 pages to have a front and a back. You can turn off facing pages since it's not a booklet. They only need to be 1 column, and so we don't need to worry about the gutter. Let's say that you like them to have a 1/4 inch margin all the way around and the bleed. Once you get all of these settings the way you like them, you can save these settings by clicking this Save Document Preset button. And you can name this 4 by 6 postcard and save your preset. And now you can click Create. So here's your postcard set at 4 by 6. I'm going to zoom out so you can see that we have our 2 pages, front and back, that you can lay out. The nice thing about this, since you saved that preset, if you were to come in next month and need another postcard, you can go to File, New Document. Here in your presets, let's see, we can go up here to Save. And I have a lot of presets set, but the most recent one that we made is our 4 by 6 postcard. You can click on that. It automatically updates all your information that you saved as a postcard, and you can click Create, and it'll create that for you. So there's the basics of creating a new document in InDesign. Thank you.